All right, we should be live on YouTube now as well. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Hello, YouTube land. This is EMP.Money, and this is our daily live AMA and detonator rollover. We're happy to have you. Again, markets are still looking very uneasy, but our ecosystem continues to show some amazing resilience. And we'll jump into all that for sure. Again, today we also have some special guests that will be joining our AMA, both some partnerships that we have developed, and even an old partnership that
And just
is,
as an
yeah,
order of function
yeah,
again,
yeah,
if you raise your hand, Jay is ready to answer questions. I'm gonna I'm gonna DM you in advance and let you know you're gonna be up next and who you will be speaking after.
for sure.
AJ, you're muted in Telegram.
Oh, I'm using Telegram. That would be why Bull said what he said.
I can
Thanks,
hear you
AJ,
Will.
muted, fine.
oh,
All right, sorry guys. Oh man. Oh, I swear I am not one to be a YouTuber. Holy cow. Sorry guys, I was muted in
It's
Telegram.
okay.
Yeah, thanks, Will. I appreciate the heads up. And Bull, yeah, I
No
was
worries.
like, wonder why Bull was talking over me, but yeah, I was muted, so that would be why. So, all right, guys, awesome. Well, my apologies again. Let's regroup here. We do have an exciting day today. Lots of special guests in our AMA after the rollover, and then we'll jump into questions and more about the ecosystem overall. But we're still looking very, very healthy, especially under market conditions. So, all right, let me pull up Detonator and we'll go from there. One moment. All right, here she is. So again, Detonator is our crown jewel, looking extremely powerful. We again, with all the last minute compounding and new deposits over the day, our LP balance is already growing substantially. We are larger today than we were yesterday already, which is a great sign, even without any major snipes. So the largest deposit right now is 69 LP. But we're seeing a lot of small volume coming into Detonator, less claiming and more compounding. Again, when the markets are down, your compounds have even more of an effect. So this is extremely bullish. This means people are paying attention, people understand the ecosystem, and we again are continuing to do major numbers. And this is again, the only product in DeFi. Again, this is a proprietary a piece of software, a piece of code that we are running, and it's why that we've had such a great success as far as locking up our own liquidity outside of the main economics of the seniors protocol overall. So, those of you that may be new, again, welcome. Um, we are EMP.Money. We are a seniorage protocol. What that means is that it's basically a way of controlled inflation to reward users. So you're not reliant on somebody buying your token at a higher price or selling your NFT to the next guy. You're in with exposure to Ethereum and able to earn APRs based on controlled inflation. So the economics are really solid. We have recovered PEG. A lot of other algo projects are really having a hard time, especially Luna, USD. They're under an attack or some manipulation, and it's just not looking good. So this is why, again, algo projects are really important to have everybody rowing in the same direction, and we've been really lucky with that by educating our community, and we're seeing the fruits of our labor now when the markets are destroyed, but we're still holding strong. So super bullish, and yeah, Detonator continuing to be a monster. And now is the time, again, not financial advice, but if you're able to accumulate LP cheap, again, with ETH being down and the price of EMP being down, and go into Detonator, not only are you earning approximately 1% a day, again, it can be less than that for sure, but you are guaranteed the 365 percent over the lifetime. But when the value in dollar aspect in US dollars, when that recovers, you're actually able to ROI faster on a dollar value because now, again, your earnings are multiplied by that new dollar value. So, again, really, really exciting stuff. And Bull, we got about 5 minutes left, or 4 minutes now. Anything you want to add real fast? My co-host.
Yeah, absolutely. How you doing today, man?
Good, brother. How are you? I'm working on a lot in the background. Sorry I was a little bit late today, but
Oh
we're
no, man.
we're we're grinding, brother. We're building
I'm
every
sure,
day.
man.
Yeah,
Like I've told these people, you get so many DMs in a day or calls, like you're always doing something, and I appreciate it, and I'm sure everybody else does. So always thanks as always for everything you guys are doing in the background because sometimes when people don't see it like up front that if person isn't on the front of the stage, they don't think anybody is in the back, but work is always being done in the back. So wherever you work, if you thank that clerk at the store, just make sure to remember there's people in the back that are doing things. So send thank yous to those people.
absolutely, brother. No, we appreciate that. And again, no expectations of profit from the work of others. We're in the background just trying to build our own bag. So if all of you can um, benefit from that, then so be it. But yeah, we're always building, brother, and we have a lot of really bullish stuff in the works. Even though the market's dead, I mean, we build in bear markets and we profit in bull markets. So that's what it's all about. But awesome, man. All right, we have about 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Again, pool balance looking really healthy. 44,918 LP. We may see 45,000 LP without any major snipes, which would be insane. That just shows the daily volume is growing. Again, 2,295 total users. That's up another at least 50 from yesterday, I believe. So our user growth is continuing to go up, even though markets are dead. I mean, and this is a great thing. I mean, again, a detonator is showing its resilience. I know we say it de-risk or de-leverage into stables, but detonator is also a really great choice because again, it's accumulating LPs low, so that when the dollar value recovers, you actually ROI faster on the US dollar value again over time. So hopefully that makes sense. And yeah, we're looking really, really healthy. So all right. We did recover PEG. That was one thing I did want to mention. We're not printing yet. Again, even at one exactly one on the dot PEG, we have to be at 1.01 for an entire epoch, so a 6 hour period. So don't get too excited yet. We're not going to be printing in the boardroom yet, but that's not to be a Debbie Downer. That's to say, we've recovered. I think the low was about 0.9493 off of PEG, and with as much liquidity as we have, that is very, very impressive. So, all right, we're under a minute. Make sure that you're compounding and getting ready. Get credit for your tickets, and good luck to everyone. Hopefully, we have another live winner in the chat. If you do win, please join us. We'd love to hear from you, and we're almost ready here. So, all right, 38 seconds, and let's see if we get any major snipes coming in. Again, 69 LP is the current leader. Oh, there's one right there, right on cue. 205 LP came in. Let's see if that holds up. Good luck, everyone. 20 seconds.
Tickets really blasting through the roof here too with the new
15
users.
seconds. Hell yeah, bull. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. It's 205 holding up. Let me go ahead and refresh. I think
That is the
205 took
winner.
it. Yep, you confirm, Bull. Are you looking on chain for me? All
Yep,
right.
it's confirmed.
All right, awesome. 205 takes it down. We have a new all-time highs yet again. We broke 45,150 LP. That is really amazing. Again, even though dollar values are down, That is an all-time high for the amount of LP that we're rewarding and giving out every day. So today's lottery and a large deposit was about $34,000 each. Um, that means we're giving away over, almost 70 grand a day. Just amazing. So if anybody won the lottery, we'd love to hear from you. Feel free to jump on. We have a very special guest today as well. I'm going to bring them on in 1 minute. One last thing I wanted to say about Detonator was we did actually increase the gas limits. I know some of you have already noticed that. Don't be alarmed though. This is just to avoid any. We were having a lot of reports of failed transactions. Again, the more volume we have in Detonator, the more things that are being done on chain, the more congested it gets. So now with this increased growth, we've upped the gas limits a little bit, but realize that a gas limit is not necessarily what you're being charged for the transaction. So it's not more expensive. It's just a way for us to, again, help the ecosystem. Jake, are you available? I know our developer's here. I don't know if I put him on the spot. You want to mention anything about gas limits?
Uh, no, you pretty much nailed it.
Awesome,
We
brother.
just upped it internally one more time. Well, actually, for the first time, the first time we upped it, we have it detecting if you're trying to compound or deposit in the last 5 minutes, it will up it. Now we just have it defaulting a little bit higher for any other time, and this is just to ensure, that it goes through successfully. For a lot of the newcomers, it's been an issue, as gas estimation can be a little complex for MetaMask to do, being that there's a lottery component, and this should be familiar to a lot of you. So I don't think it's anything new.
Perfect. All right, Jake. Awesome. Thanks, bro. So yeah, guys, we're always in the background optimizing things, making it easier, making it a better user experience, and yeah, I just want to keep everybody in the loop so nobody, gets says why is the gas limit so much higher? That's why. So, and again, it doesn't charge you that amount. It's just the maximum that can be charged. So you may have to have a little bit more BNB in your wallet to go through the transaction, but we're talking like 0.007 BNB, so really minute. All right, so I want
I
to.
do have one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely, Jake. Yep.
I was just going to mention that we do now support Trust Wallet officially. I am going to be pushing that change to the Connect Wallet modal, and now you can access it through Trust Wallet. I know we've been getting a lot of requests for it, so that will be good, again, for a lot of newcomers especially.
Awesome, man. That's great news. So, again, some alpha for you guys. I know Jake's been working on it in the background. We had our meeting this morning, and he knocked it out in that amount of time. So, Jake is always killing it in the background. And yeah, awesome. So, Trust Wallet support will be added. Again, I know a lot of Discord users, for whatever reason, it seems a lot of them over there are on Trust Wallet. So, I personally, I like MetaMask the best, but again, we want to be able to support anybody that wants to interact. So, all right, brother. Well, without further ado, again, we have an action-packed AMA today. I want to bring on some special guests to kick things off. Yesterday, we announced our Magik Finance partnership, and the team for Magik is here. Owen, are you on, brother? Bull, I don't know if you can bring him on for me.
Let me look. There he is. Go ahead, Owen. Thanks, but
Owen, you there, brother?
he's been muted.
All right. Yep, he'll get it. Almost. Yeah, we'll wait for him to come on. There he is. Owen, what's up, brother? How are you?
I'm fantastic. It's great to be here. Sorry, we usually do stuff in Discord, so I'm a little new to finding out where all of the icons are on Telegram. So
Yeah.
forgive my new.
Yeah, no worries, brother. I know I told you yesterday, you guys were kind enough to have me on your AMA yesterday, and that was the first AMA I ever did on Discord. So we're popping each other's cherries here, I guess. So yeah, man,
Well,
no
isn't that
doubt.
just like a microcosm for our entire relationship?
It
You know, we're
is.
just teaching each other. It's
It
great.
is. I know, brother. Hell yeah. We're gonna get into all that. So yeah, man, I'm gonna let you have the floor. I think maybe just start out by giving us a little bit of background on your protocol, and then move into why, this is such a beneficial thing for us, and then I can elaborate as we go. But absolutely, bro. The floor is yours.
Yeah, you bet. So, Magik Finance is a tomb fork pegged to Phantom on Phantom. I'm sure if you are in here, you are familiar with the seigniorage model and how it works. We launched in early January. I actually was not on the team at that time. It was launched by Jimmy and Avery, who at that point were the two core team members. Jimmy is the lead dev. Avery is sort of the catch-all. He handles social media interfacing with other businesses, clients, artists, etc. And I don't know to what extent your community cross-pollinates with Phantom, but as anyone who has been involved in the Phantom ecosystem knows, it has been a particularly rocky couple months for the ecosystem. From various sort of cascading share tokens with Tomb, 2ohm, etc., to cascading liquidations, etc. It seems that the ecosystem more or less capitulated. We spent a lot of epochs under PEG rebuilding and waiting for that capitulation to finally happen to free up some liquidity back to the ecosystem. And as of about a week ago, we repegged, which is extremely exhilarating for our community because they have been, holding and praying and waiting for a long time. So it's great to see us finally gain some algo stability. Thrilling, in fact. So one of the things that we've been working on is these vaults that we've been providing as a service to other protocols. There are deflationary burn vaults. So I'm sure, again, I've checked through your educational resources and they're extremely comprehensive. So I'm going to go forward just assuming you guys know about yield optimizers like Beefy and Yield Wolf, which are basically, they're taking your farm token or share token in the case of EMP, and they are selling it and compounding it into whatever LP you have staked in the farms. So what we're doing a little differently, this is sort of our little spin on the Beefy model, is that we are splitting the performance fees that any autocompounder protocol would take. For instance, Beefy takes a 4.5% commission on yields harvested. And I mean, that's often a good deal for investors because one, they're compounding more frequently, so they're maximizing the amount of yield that they're getting. And two, for people who are not degenerate enough to be at their computer 24 hours a day and manually doing all of the migration of these funds from the boardroom to the farms back to the boardroom, etc. It just is sort of an easy mode button for people who don't want to necessarily spend their day in front of a computer screen. So what we have come down to is a fee breakdown which deflates the underlying supply of the protocols we onboard. So for instance, with EMP, you have your first vault, the EMP ETH. It sells your share token for more of that LP. If you're on Beefy, they would just take that 4.5%. We use half of that, so 2.25%, and via smart contract, automatically buy EMP token and trigger a burn function in the EMP token's contract to just remove it from circulation permanently. So what this does is it acts as a hedge against the hyperinflationary pressure that boardroom prints give a protocol, because for bull markets especially, being inflationary is not a bug. It's actually a feature because it's what allows you to generate sufficient liquidity to expand, to be usable as a currency, and ultimately to have stability, because you need vast depth of liquidity to be stable in the first place. But when conditions are uncertain, when you are pegged to a non-stable asset, such as Ethereum is a more stable asset than Phantom, certainly, but these are all assets that swing pretty wildly in price. And when there's fear in the market, a lot of the liquidity that would be coming into these types of projects has a way of drying up, although it doesn't seem to have been a big problem for you guys. You guys are crushing it. So when you're over peg, the autocompounder is constantly burning tokens. So it's a sort of hedge against the inflation that you're getting. It's not anywhere near enough to keep the supply stable while printing. You're still going to be inflating. It just slows that process down a little bit in a non-destructive way. So the investors who are using it are getting the best value for their money, and it's also at the same time benefiting the stability of the underlying protocol. And then when you're under peg, your peg token ceases to be inflationary because the boardroom doesn't print when you're under peg. So now you have just one more piece of the ecosystem which is deflating the supply. All of a sudden, your token is now deflationary, and it just becomes a matter of time before you repeg again. So that's sort of it in a nutshell for now. We have other types of strategies that we are building out and implementing. We basically want Magik Farm to be an all-in-one sort of feature set and solution for elastic supply DeFi protocols like Tomb Forks, like Phantasm Forks, farm tokens, what have you. So ultimately, we would like to have smart contracts which can automate things like auto profit taking off your yield. So even though you're automatically compounding, you could have 10% of your yield converted into stable coins, which I think is good because I think it's always best to have investors who have taken some profits and have some dry powder on the side, because then if you fall under peg, they're not going to feel like they're underwater. They're going to feel like they're in a better position to do the right thing by the protocol. Apart from that, we'd also like to implement some other smart strategies like one-click zaps to multiple pool allocations. I know that EMP has a really, really cool UI tool for that, front-end tool for that. And I really love that. Things like collateral and borrowing against your compounded, your vault locked tokens, etc. There's a lot we're working on here. It's going to be a process of rolling these new features out one by one after they're rigorously tested and audited. And we're just thrilled to be working with you guys and to, bringing our communities closer together.
Awesome, Owen. Yeah, brother, I could not have said it better. That was a killer overview. Again, just to reiterate, these guys have been highly recommended through the seigniorage circus. They're well respected on Phantom. And again, I mean, the guys over at Phantom, they have these elastic supply tokens on lockdown. I mean, they know how to play the game, so to speak. And we made the choice to be on BSC just to have a larger market share. But this is super bullish to bridge communities, and our vision of the economics and the way the protocol works is very, very similar to what Magik is doing. And again, I mean, it's not about competition. We have a great relationship with Grape Finance as well. Again, it's about educating DeFi users and getting behind teams that are competent. And this whole vault, the deflationary vault, is extremely powerful. And again, I know some of you may be a little bit new, that might have gone over some of your heads, but basically, an autocompounder is a way to continually build your LP positions without having to manually compound. And so we have partnerships with the big three, but this partnership really, again, not financial advice, but this is really important, and I really want all of you to consider moving, at least a portion of your LPs into this protocol, because exactly what Owen said, when we're below peg, this literally is a mechanic to get us back to peg, and even when we're over peg, again, it just helps with this ever expanding supply, the double-edged sword, so to speak, of how these protocols operate. And yeah, I mean, we're really excited, Owen. Again, I appreciate you. And again, I had some people yesterday ask, why didn't you guys just do this on your own? It's like, no, man. I mean, why would we take dev time to build an entirely, new contract when it's already here? And what I love is you guys, the forward-facing fees, in other words, those that are in these autocompounders, you're getting the exact same return, that you would otherwise through anybody else. It's on the back end that the fee is split. Right, Owen? I mean, you take a portion of
Yeah,
the fees.
100%.
Yeah, but yeah, can you just elaborate on that one more time? Yeah.
Yeah, so as an investor, your yield is identical as it would be on Beefy. In fact, our base code for the vaults is is forked directly from the Beefy code. We have custom code we added to the call harvest function, which automates the buyback burn of EMP token. So that's automatically happening on every deposit, every withdrawal, and then also regularly when yields exceeds certain thresholds based on current gas prices. So it's basically looking for the best deal on compounds. So if you're doing these things manually, sometimes that makes sense if you have a really big bag and you're really actively managing your portfolio. But I personally, I'm like an LP maxi. I know there are a lot of share maxis. There's a lot of different strategies to these things. But maybe we can talk a little bit about like why autocompounders are also useful, because I think there's a lot of people haven't necessarily thought super deeply about this. But
for sure, bro. Go ahead. Yeah, please elaborate. Yep.
So especially in tomb forks, the way I think about share tokens is that they are essentially leveraged bets on the strength of the PEG token. You are buying a token which is, its primary use case is to be staked in a boardroom, which means it's pulled out of a circulation. So you're basically guaranteeing that your share token will always have lower liquidity than your PEG token. And if you look at any fork, it's the same type of thing. You're going to see pretty dramatic differences between liquidity between PEG and share token. But one thing that you can count on is that, if people are bullish on your protocol, they're going to want to buy the share token. There will always be speculative capital investment on share tokens so long as people believe in your team and believe in your protocol. It's the PEG token that a lot of investors sleep on, and they'll go and dive headfirst into aping share tokens, and that's great, but it's not necessarily the most sustainable sort of allocation of capital for everybody to ensure depth of liquidity across different pools and to stabilize the protocol PEG. So what you're doing with autocompounders is you're basically hedging against that. It's almost a way of collateralizing the share token and the PEG token, because you're just ensuring this constant buy pressure on the PEG via the autocompounder, which is really essential to, if you're over PEG, sustaining the over PEG status that you have, and if you're under PEG, using that to bootstrap your way back up and above PEG, and then, further achieve algo stability. So I find them really useful tools. I know with Magik, I have a very big bag, and all of my LPs are in our farms, and they work great. And it has a cheeky little UI, which I enjoy very well. We'll be updating that, and ultimately we're looking to expand it to be a discovery vector for new protocols. So, if somebody is coming to Magik Farm, they will see your vaults. They'll have links to your Discord, links to your DApp, a sort of like paragraph description about the team or the ethos of the project itself. And we would really like it to be both, not only a set of tools for investors, but something that supports protocol stability and allows people to learn more about the protocols they're investing in or learn about new protocols that, are already onboarded.
Amazing, brother. Yeah, absolutely. And you're preaching to the choir. I mean, we literally talk about it on a daily basis about, how you can, really get yourself in trouble by aping into shares. I mean, the idea is that you want to farm shares, through LPs and again, autocompounders are really instrumental in all that. Not only from an investment standpoint, but also from, health of the protocol standpoint, and now to have a layered, burn mechanic on top, just is extremely bullish. So yeah, man. Again, we're excited to be again moving forward with our partnership. We are the first project involved with Magic on Binance Smart Chain, and again, we're bringing over a lot of TVL to you guys, and we've already seen a lot of newcomers from your guys. The Magic crew was definitely in our Discord last night, so I think it's a win-win for everybody. And I spoke about this a little bit on the AMA on Owen's side yesterday, but it's also about finding, competent teams and competent developers. So, it's really hard in the landscape these days to, find developers that can actually write code and not only write code, but do it responsibly where we're not opened up to, exploits and security risks. So I think there's also a lot of opportunity moving forward in, again, working with a team that knows what they're doing to not only help us, but vice versa. So again, I think we bring a lot to the table, but you guys do as well. And I'm excited for the future, brother. So yeah, you gave us a lot of alpha there and what you guys are hoping to accomplish as we move forward. Was there any last minute stuff you wanted to add? Again, I hate to cut it short. I'd love to have you here for a full dedicated AMA, but we have a lot.
No, I know you got a lot of stuff to run through today.
Yeah,
so
totally.
no, I'll just leave saying that we are all thrilled to be working with you guys more closely. I don't think I mentioned this the last AMA. I somehow slipped to my mind, maybe somewhere between my coughing fits.
Yeah, no
But
worries.
I'm a long-term investor in EMP. I've been there for a while, and I really admire what you guys have done. I love your front end. It just it makes me want to do better for my community and for my team. So thank you guys for having me on here. It was great getting a chance to talk a little bit about Magic Farm, and I hope to see more of you guys and work more.
Awesome, Owen. Same
Oh,
right
and
back
can I
at
ask?
you. Yeah, go ahead, Bull. Yep.
Oh, and
Yeah,
can I ask you one question
yeah.
or just a comment so that
Of
everybody
course.
gets pointed in the right direction? Now, your liquidity
100%.
is on Spirit Swap, not Spooky Swap. Is that correct?
Oh, yes. I know several people have that problem. I have
Okay.
a friend who bought the wrong EMSHARE, in fact, because they went to Spooky. Yes, Spirit
I,
Swap is our DEX.
okay. I just wanted to make sure everybody's pointed in the right direction. So Spirit, not Spooky.
Yes, Spirit Swap.
Hey guys,
Yes, if you've made that mistake, it wouldn't be the first time. It's pasted all over our Discord, but I know it still gets confusing. Just I think because Spooky is the largest DEX on Phantom, so a lot of people are most comfortable going there first.
Yep. I heard you talk about it in the AMA. I just wanted to mention it for the people that didn't hear that and are familiar with Phantom and might have run over to Spooky to buy Magic. So
For sure.
100% no. I appreciate you issuing the clarification.
Yeah, absolutely. And Couch, I know you're on too. Do you have a question, Couch, for Owen?
yes,
Yep.
hello guys.
Go ahead, brother. Hello.
I've been off a little bit, taking time off. Hey, Owen, welcome. So our LP is we created in PancakeSwap or Winch. If I withdraw, let's say like 100 LP from Beefy, so your platform will allow my LP, or do I need to do any bridges or break
No,
it?
that's just right. It's the same LP receipt that you deposit in Beefy or Yield Wolf or Auto Farm or any of these. It's just it's interacting with the LPs from whatever DEX your farms are hosted on. So you can withdraw your LP receipt from your native farms or from another autocompounder and just go and deposit them in the Magik farm vaults. Was that clear? Just to make sure.
Yeah. So when I unstake it, the LP goes to my MetaMask wallet.
Yes.
In Binance Smart Chain. So I go there to Magik, and then I hit deposit, and your platform will read my LP.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely, Couch. Yep, it's that simple, brother. They started on Phantom, but they're cross chain now, so there's no reason to bridge or do anything crazy. And was that it, Couch? I don't want to cut you out, brother. I have one more question for Owen before he leaves, though. Go ahead, Couch.
Yes, okay. No, it's okay. I appreciate it. My other question is, I did a quick check on your platform today, and you said that you launched at the end of January and everything. So what made you to choose to join with us?
Join with EMP?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I love what your team does. I think like you guys have shipped a number of things which are now being replicated, everywhere. I see sort of the influence of EMP.Money at forks all around the space. We share, I think, a similar ethos when it comes to community, sustainable profit taking, taking care of one another. I don't feel, I'm not of the mind that these sort of protocols need to be zero sum. I don't think that we need to be tribal about these things. I think ultimately you're best positioned by aligning yourself with people who are talented and share your values. And that's just exactly what I saw in EMP. So, as soon as it was, I was made aware that there was an opportunity there for a partnership. My answer, I think I typed to you, AJ, was fuck yes.
Yes, brother.
And I
Hell
stand by
yes.
it. Yeah.
Same here, man. And yeah, Couch, just again, give everybody a little bit of background. So Owen and I have been talking behind the scenes, for more than a week now. Again, we don't get behind anybody that, is either not, vetted, or people that we look into. And again, I mean, we were lurkers and made sure, that their ethos is exactly what we want to see in a partnership. That their code is solid. And again, I think it was a win-win. And yeah, could Jake have, done a deflationary fork per se? Yeah, but that takes away time from him developing other things on the protocol. So we said, why not just, partner with these guys and see what we can do moving forward? Because again, I touched on it a little bit, but it's also a wealth of resources for both of us by having competent developers and again a team that has been around the block and knows what they're doing. So yeah, does that help, Couch? Go ahead, bro.
Oh, sorry, Couch. I muted you, buddy.
Oh yeah, I think we lost him. Go ahead, Couch.
Okay, I'm here. No, it's good. I appreciate it. I am used to be a huge Phantom fan and used to do good money there, but then I left, and then I just wondering to come back. And one last question, Owen. I appreciate it. So community here is kind of different, and also we have the selected six, and AJ is our leader. And I will say that mostly one of our success is because AJ is working really hard, and we have AMA every day, and we have also AMA for European community members. So we trust AJ right now, but you are new. But if AJ trusts you, then we trust you, but we don't know you. Okay, so and
For sure.
And trust is the most important thing in any business. It doesn't matter if it's crypto and in any relationship, friendship with your wife, with your girlfriend. So trust is everything. And what do you have for us? How you are going to build the trust with our community?
Oh, it's a great question. Well, I guess let me start off with this. I am doxxed. My name is actually Isaac, not Owen. I live in Los Angeles. I live doxxed last week to Dow King on his little thing. I'm actually doing a little, I'm not exactly sure what it is. We're doing some like whiskey and DeFi live stream later tonight, which should be interesting. I don't know what we're talking about. I think it probably will have something to do with algo stablecoins, considering what's been going on these past 2 days. But I think, I am doxxed. Jimmy and Avery are not publicly doxxed. Their information is easily accessible to anyone who wanted to find out who they were. They are doxxed to me. They're doxxed to our other partners. I don't think they've doxxed to you yet, AJ, but we should do that soon. And
For sure.
apart from that, I guess, hang out in our community. I'll come over and talk to you guys. And I think it's really just about me earning your trust. And however long that takes, we're not going anywhere. We were under peg for a long time, like was it almost 2 months? At least 6 weeks. And we stuck around. None of us have been getting paid just because we really want to build something and we want to improve the space. So, no need to rush into anything. We'll be around if you have questions. I'm on Discord very frequently. So if you send me a DM in there or hop into the Magik channel, happy to talk about anything, any concerns you might have.
Okay, brother. Thank you very much and welcome. Okay, appreciate it, man.
You too.
No doubt. We always ask the hard questions. I love it, Couch, and I wouldn't expect anything less, from our community. And again, I mean, I am vouching for Owen. We've had a lot of great talks behind the scenes, and that was my last question for you, Owen. Again, like I said, I gotta wrap it up here, but can you just go over real fast? You are again, like you said, doxed. I believe you have an audit, an OX guard, and a reg doc as well. You're gonna just
our
give us that
2
real
core
quick?
contracts are renounced as well.
Yes, that was the other
Yes, we
big
are
thing.
audited by OX Guard. I actually wish we hadn't renounced the contracts. I know Jimmy and Avery did that early on, and I would have liked to have the option to implement new code, but we renounced early on. So that's what it is. What it is. We made it work, and we're just looking forward to spending 10,000 more epochs over peg. That's one of the many goals that we have.
Awesome, brother. No doubt. I love it. And again, man, that what you just said right there is huge. I mean, again, a team that can say, listen, we probably it would have been nice to have that flexibility of not renouncing. That's why we didn't. But we've had some really honest conversations with each other. I know, Owen had some concerns about nodes, and again, I mean, nodes don't really work well for protocols that have low liquidity. And this was a conversation that we had, internally, and what works for us may not work for them. But the fact that this team can come out and say that, it's not a dick measuring contest. We're here to help each other, grow, not, compare protocols. So again, I think it's just
one thing I
really
always
great
remind
thing.
myself. I'm sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt.
go ahead, bro.
One
Yeah,
thing I
absolutely.
always remind myself of is that the entire DeFi space is an experiment. It's meant to push boundaries. It's meant to try new things. And these are essentially startups. What you're doing is you're trying things, see what they do, see what kind of effect they have on your protocol. If they work, you double down. If they don't work, you pivot. And it's just being nimble and smart enough as a team, and hardworking and organized enough to understand what's going on, and have an idea, have a vision, be able to execute, but also be adaptable to what's going on in the market. Like for instance, we actually scaled down both our emissions and our boardroom prints significantly. We're currently emitting at roughly 60%, just because we thought there's a possibility of an extended bear market, and given that possibility, we wanted the option of being able to extend our emission cycle on the back end. So we will taper up, we will taper down as we see what volume looks like, as we see what the wider market conditions are looking like. And that's our ethos. We're looking to build something great. And unlike Drake, we are here for both a good time and a long time.
Hell yeah, brother. No doubt. I know, again, just to give some people background, Owen's also a musician. Again, those of you that know my background, I'm an artist, so we get along. I know Crypto Mike would love to probably get with you too, Owen. He's a musician as well, an amazing
Hell
singer.
yeah.
So yeah, guys. All right, awesome, bro. Well, again, thank you for showing up. Shout out to your community, and again, man, like I said to you from the beginning. If you have our back, we'll have your back, brother. And I feel that, and I think we can build together. So awesome. Well, we'd love to have you back, bro.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me and for all of you to coming out and listening to me spiel. So, yeah, thanks. Hopefully, y'all will be seeing more of me, and we'll be seeing a lot more of you as well. Have
Sounds
a great
great.
afternoon.
All right, Owen. You too, brother. Bye bye now. All right,
Cheers.
guys. Yeah, cheers, brother. All right, guys. So we're gonna move right along. Again, we're really excited for Magic. I'm gonna do some more updates as we go. But in the meantime, again, take 5, 10, 15, 20% of your LPs and think about moving them into again that protocol. We inspected the code. Everything looks legit. They're vouched for by a lot of major players. And I think that the safety is there, and just having that burn mechanic is so huge. And then yeah, I mean, get involved in their ecosystem again. When things are down, FTM is kind of a shit show right now, but now is the time to build. So again, learn their ecosystem just like us. And again, they're really great people. So we're excited for the future. All right. I don't know. I hope he's still here. AD here. Our special guest.
Yo, AJ.
There he is, brother. How are you, man?
I'm very good. I'm a little tired. It's 2:30 in the morning for me.
I know, bro. I
I was wondering
apologize.
when you guys are going to change these AMAs to be a bit more accommodating for us Europeans, but
Yeah, bro. My
it's
team.
not happened yet.
Yeah, half my team is from in Europe, and they bust my balls every day for doing it so late. But
Kills
so
me.
yeah.
Staying up for the detonator, AMAs.
No doubt, brother. Well, again, man, we're happy to have you. And for those of you who don't know, Eddie is one of the lead members of Hydro Whales, and he has some alpha for us. So, Eddie, I'm gonna give you the floor, brother.
Yeah, cool. First of all, thanks for having us back on. Always a pleasure to be here and speak with you. So yeah, like I was discussing with you earlier, obviously Hydro Whales Mining Club, we're an NFT project. Ultimately, with mint money that comes in, we are purchasing miners. But what we look to do is to invest mining revenue through a community wallet into other crypto projects such as EMP. So we currently already have a position. We invested 20K into EMP about a month or so, just over a month ago now, AJ, right?
Yep, absolutely, brother.
And yeah, and obviously we've completed our first phase of minting now. We sold out the first phase. We've recently opened up, I think it was on the weekend, we opened up phase 2, and we've already sold 50% of that now. So things are moving quite nicely. And we see the market conditions, price pulled back dramatically. Obviously the market's bleeding right now. And this was a conversation we opened up to our community and said, hey, look, that we see that there's a lot of potential at the minute to double down on our current investments, take advantage of the market conditions, the market prices at the minute. And an obvious choice for us was to come, like I said, and double down on our current positions, i.e. with you guys and dollar cost average in there. So in fact, whilst this AMA was going on, I just created an LP. Our community voted on ETH to be invested. So we've put a substantial amount of that into the ETH and EMP LP, which I'll post the transaction in a minute. And then we've got a little bit left to play with across the protocol. So we'll be putting the remaining 5 ETH in over the next sort of 24 hours or so. But yeah, so that's exciting news from our side.
Amazing, Eddie. Hell yeah, brother. No doubt. So again, to recap, yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to post the transaction ID right now. One sec.
Perfect, brother. So yeah, you guys can see it in the chats. I'll post it as well. But just to recap real fast. So again, Hydro Rails has been one of our original partners. They're an amazing utility-based NFT. I'm a really big fan of NFTs that have utility. They're not just some random picture. So they've been really good to us. And so again, the alpha today is they've invested another 20 ETH into the ecosystem. So right now, 15 of that ETH is in EMP LP, and then the other 5 again is to either continue to DCA if we see a dip, or maybe get some exposure to ESHARE. So they've proven to be amazing, an amazing team, amazing actors in the protocol, and really supportive of what we're doing. So yeah, Eddie, we're really happy to have you, brother. And any more alpha on the horizon? How much of your mint is left? Can we still get in to the second round?
You can still get in. There's currently 50%, around 50% left of phase 2. So we only opened phase 2 on the weekend, so we've already sold 50% out in a few days. So there's a little bit left available at the minute. And how it works anyway is between the phases is we continue to purchase additional miners. So we already have purchased our first set of miners that are live right now. We're already currently mining BTC. So we, for us, it was most important was to break down into phases and prove concept. Because obviously, there's so many projects out there which are talking a good game at the minute, and then ultimately don't deliver. So we wanted to just show people, look, we mean business. We're going to do what we're setting out to do. So we broke it down into smaller phases so we could demonstrate that very quickly throughout the process. So yeah, we're moving through the phases now pretty nicely, and the community's building well. And obviously, we've got money to invest, which we're coming into with you guys. So it's exciting times. But if anyone wants to find out a bit more, feel free to jump on our Discord or join our website. Have a look on the website. All the links are on there and details of mint and stuff like that. But like AJ said, it's not just an NFT. We're focusing on real utility, long-term passive income. Holders will be paid out monthly, and through getting exposure from Bitcoin, from mining, we're investing into other projects like EMP, getting exposure to ETH. So we're trying to diversify as much as we can and create that sustainable income long term.
Hell yeah, brother! I love it. So there you go, guys. Again, they've been an amazing partner of ours, and AD hit the nail on the head where he says, that a lot of projects talk a good game, but he actually puts, his money where his mouth is, and his community puts their money where their mouth is. Again, they're all, it's all community based. Voting is purely based on, how many NFTs you have. It's a great, again, decentralized way that they have it set up, and this is another reason, why we've seen so much amazing success is that, this is institutional investment. Other projects that are investing in us becoming, good whales, so to speak, pun intended, especially with hydro whales, and they're again supporting
Easy
us.
on the puns, AJ.
Yeah,
that's
I
my
know.
turn.
That's your department, Bull. Hell yeah. But yeah, guys, again, and we once we get through this ETH raise that we had, and are able to pay back our investors, that will bolster our treasury. And we definitely have some plans on diversifying again into hydro rails as well. I know I have personally, but I want to get some exposure with the treasury as well. So all that will be announced as we move forward. And yeah, Eddie, I know it's late for you, brother. And again, apologies for running late today, but I wanted you to jump on with the alpha in person. And yeah, bro, anything else you want to add?
No, nothing. Just keep doing what you're doing. We're massive fans of EMP. Personally, I've been in EMP since Detonator launched, and us as a community, we love everything that you're doing and appreciate everything that you're doing as well, AJ. It's incredible. I've never seen somebody put as much into, in terms of hours, daily AMAs. Really, leading the project like you do. It's amazing work. So look, we're just really thankful to be a part of you guys and have that opportunity. And yeah, we'll keep in touch and catch up soon.
All right, brother. Absolutely, man. Again, thanks for all the support and much love to you and the entire Hydro Whale community. So again, just an ongoing partnership. We said it from day one. You know, any partnership that we put together, we want to have it be on a long-term basis. And again, AD has delivered that with Hydro Whales. And again, we hope that you know, Owen and Magik follows through on the same as far as a long-term relationship. And yeah, guys, we're really excited, and this is what makes us different. I mean, you know, we talked about a little bit earlier about tribalism. You know, it's not a matter of what project is better. It's a matter of how these projects can work together to have all of us grow and again lead to more value. So I'll post the transaction. I think AD already did. I'll pin it so you guys can see on-chain data that they did what they said they did. And again, AD, you push us over peg, man. Again, that 1.0, we're still not printing. We got to be at 1.01 to print, but now we're officially over that magic 1 number. So again, I'm happy that we've seen a nice bounce and recovery, even though the markets are still uncertain. So amazing, guys. Please do me a personal favor, calling all emperors. Please go into the Hydro Whales chat as well as the Magik chat and really give a lot of love to those communities for jumping on the AMA today, and again, show them the power that we have in our community, and spreading the love. So, all right, guys, really appreciate all your time. We're gonna jump over to our own internal stuff now. Again, I have no problem taking some questions. I don't really have any updates or alpha other than what we've already gone over. Again, we're working on major partnerships. I had a really important conference call last night after our AMA. Again, those of you that remember from yesterday, had to cut it a little bit short, but that phone call went extremely well. There's still some hurdles that we have to jump over, but it's looking really promising, and that could be, you know, a next level partnership if it comes together. So that's looking really good. Again, we're continuing on all marketing. We had some tweets go out today, so things are again looking really good in the whole ecosystem, and that's while the market overall is just so uncertain and not looking good. I mean, again, one of the biggest algo projects on the planet with billions of dollars has a hard time keeping peg, and that just goes to show how powerful our community is here. So yeah, we're looking really, really good. So, all right, I'm going to open out right into questions. So, Bull, do we have a queue going, or is there anything you want to add, Bull, before we jump in? Go ahead, man.
Yes, sir. We do have a queue. I did want to say one thing just to make sure that everybody knows to, you know, follow what AJ says about showing those communities love because they're showing EMP love. And just remember, an NFT makes zero noise and sucks zero electricity from your house. So, you know, make sure you show the whales some love because it's a real pain in the butt having to run ASICs to mine Bitcoin. And remember to always invest in the people that are investing in you. That's the real magic. So that being said, right? I believe Kirk wanted to say something, and then Don Mack is up after that.
All right, awesome, Bull. Yeah, I agree 100%. And real fast before Kirk, sorry, brother, cut you off. But yeah, I mean, the power of our community is huge. When we go to these other Telegrams or Discords and we show up in numbers and we get involved and we give them, you know, positive feedback and support, that opens up a lot of doors for us moving forward, because then other larger projects, you know, they want to be with us. I know I said it a little bit yesterday in the AMA, everybody was asking, about upcoming partnerships with larger protocols, and I said, we want these protocols to be reaching out to us. I mean, that is where, again, the true power is, because we want to work with people that want to work with us, and that's what we're really going after. So, again, make some noise out there and show everybody why EMP is so special. So, all right, go ahead, Kirk. Sorry, brother.
Never be sorry for all that good info.
Awesome, man.
How are you, man?
Good, brother. How are you? I know you've been busy slaving away making YouTube videos and really helping the community, brother. So yeah, you have some updates for us on that, and then show
and then
your channel.
And I do have a question too, actually. As far as the videos, I am working on a new one. For those of you who've checked out my other ones, thanks so much. Great to get the feedback. I'm doing one. It's the longest one I've done. It's on Detonator, which, of course, it needs to be long. There's so much going on there. But that will roll out tomorrow. I'll talk more about it on the AMA tomorrow. But basically, as I mentioned before, AJ, I'm doing a giveaway on that, 3 1LP prizes to people. So I'll tell about how to do that. I've already sent those funds to Lunas. He's going to handle the distribution once we're done. So that's starting tomorrow. And then the question that I had is, I'm excited. The question that I have is actually not mine. I was chatting with somebody in Telegram. Oh, and by the way, I'm over on Discord and Hydro Whales right now saying thanks, and they're great. Anyway, I was on Telegram talking with somebody today, and he asked me a question. He said, I'm in Europe and I can never make these AMAs. And I said, I'll ask the question. So I'm doing that for somebody. And what the conversation was, AJ, was talking about the idea of, is there anything we could do or that you guys have thought of in terms of creating some sort of rules around how much ESHAREs you can put in the boardroom based on what you're doing in the rest of the protocol? I mean, that's, there were a lot of examples given, but the basic idea is, have you thought about that? And what do you think about that, just as a general thing? I mean, I don't even know how that would happen programmatically, but I think you get the idea, because I think people now are learning and seeing, hey, how can we potentially stop these quote unquote bad actors from coming in and messing with us in the boardroom with ESHAREs? Does that make sense?
Yes, brother. Absolutely. I mean, this is again, I appreciate you bringing us questions, because the timing of this is impeccable. This was literally the topic of discussion in the Army today, as well as internally with Jake and I. I mean, again, brother, it's a very slippery slope. So I mean, yeah, would it be awesome to implement things, that help the protocol overall? Sure, but it's a lot harder than it sounds. Not only from a programmatic standpoint, but more importantly from a decentralized standpoint. So, the way the ecosystem works, it kind of corrects itself. So again, you can be a share maxi, but if you do that, you're locking yourself into an asset that the only way to profit on shares is to sell them. So now you're basically locked into a volatile asset, where again, the only way to say profit is to sell, and when you do that, it's over. That's it. You're out of the game, you're out of the protocol, and that's why, again, we've said it's so important to focus on farming ESHAREs, because then you can sell ESHAREs as much as you want, because there's always more ESHARE coming in. I mean, you're not exiting the protocol, you're not diluting your share. If anything, you're getting a larger share by prioritizing LP. So it really, again, I mean, it sounds good in theory. I'm not going to say either way of what we may or may not do moving forward, because I think there is some benefits to again, incentivizing LP. But I don't really want to put any hard restraints on, what you're able to deposit into the boardroom depending on your holdings. I mean, it gets to be against the ethos of what we're doing. And again, I mean, the way the system is built inherently, there's a lot of checks and balances as it is. So short term, can people accumulate shares and maybe just be a bad actor and dump EMP? Sure, but as time goes on, not only do they make less from an investment standpoint, but the protocol is able to overcome that based on the economics the way it's set up now. So again, I don't want to say either way. We're definitely discussing it, and I think again there are some good ideas, but I don't want to ever do anything that would break the game theory or the economics of what has been proven to work. Over the last year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 years of elastic supply protocols being created. So does that answer, Kirk? I wish I could give you a little more concrete of an answer, but that's kind of where our heads are at right now.
Yeah, no, I think it does. I mean, my take on it when we were talking about it today was similar to what you're saying in terms of I totally get where the idea is coming from, but it does skirt up against my idea of what decentralization is supposed to be. And I just kind of feel like, we are working hard as a community to create quote unquote good actors who know what to do and who can protect the platform that they're investing in. Like Bull always says, investing in your investment is not just money, it's also the time and energy that all of us put into, what this is. And I think that we have to trust that the system that's being developed for us by you guys is one in which if we all do row in the same direction, we can overcome things like that when they come up and make a problem for us, or even a perceived problem that might not actually be a real problem. So, totally. But I wanted to follow up and ask the question so that he could hear it later, from you. And so I really appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, no, absolutely, brother. And again, I mean, I think, not everything can always be solved with code. We would like to think that, there's always a solution with math or the underlying economics. But I think a lot of the solution is exactly what you said, brother. It's education. And that's why, we've had the success that we have had because we're not handcuffing anybody. We're not managing funds of people's money. We're not playing into the centralized banking system. We're creating an economy that's freestanding on its own, and that again we're able to encourage people how to win the most through the education piece. So again, I think that that's really a better solution long term than handcuffing, because there's also a lot of issues. Again, if we limit the amount of shares in the boardroom based on your holdings, those that get in early have a disproportionate advantage, and it can potentially hurt the price of ESHAREs because now people can't ape into ESHARE, and we need those actors to learn from their mistakes, to help the protocol succeed long term. So those are just some concrete examples of why, again, we're a little hesitant on that, but there may be a happy medium that we can find that makes sense for everybody. So absolutely.
AJ.
Yeah, Matru, go ahead, brother. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to add something small to your conversation. And
yeah.
Conversation is.
Yeah, Kurt, don't go anywhere either, Kurt. Go ahead, Matru.
Yeah. It's for just a Kirk, and I think it's a good question, and I think the obviously intent of the question is to try and reduce the impact that that bad actors have on the ecosystem. It's a tough balance because you still have to leave some speculative component to eShare, because with people being able to buy eShare directly, it does send the price up, which increases the APR in the farms. So it does have a benefit to the farms and to people on the farms by having a speculative component to eShare where people can, as you said before, ape in But I also think from what you guys are doing with the team is, allowing the treasury to be an active participant in the ecosystem through the ETH staking and whatever plans you guys have, is that's also it could offset the bad actors as well, by having the treasury, gaining ownership, its own sort of investment and ownership within the ecosystem, because obviously that would be a good actor in the ecosystem. Would it help offset or help even more to offset bad actors? I mean, a lot of the community are good actors anyway, but that also helps offset the bad actors, but it leaves the speculative component in ESHARE as well. So it's kind of doing both that way. We keep ESHARE, people are able to ape into ESHARE, but the treasury grows its ownership and helps offset any bad actors.
Absolutely, Machu. Again, brother, I always appreciate you being on. I know we're on opposite sides of the world, but yeah, bro, and you always have a way with math and an amazing way of explaining things. So shout out to Machu, one of our amazing community members. So yeah, and exactly what you said, Kurt. I mean, there has to be that speculative, area and the treasury. That's why we've been preaching how important this ETH staking contract was to help us build the treasury. And again, that will be extremely powerful, in the next few months of being able to wield, those assets for good. Meaning, again, if people are dumping shares or dumping EMP, the treasury can step in to buy back EMP. I know that was another conversation in Discord today. I mean, for those of you that may be new or might not know, the treasury has done almost $500,000 of buybacks over the entire life of the protocol. Again, it helped support PEG in the very beginning. We don't talk about it a lot. We don't publicize when we do the buybacks, again, because that can be, exploited or gamified. If we say, we're doing a buyback, then that becomes exit liquidity for people. So we keep it on the down low, and it is something that we do manually. But that's, again, it's a lot more efficient, being able to do it manually. That way, depending on market conditions. And again, another question on Discord was about UST. So we were using the treasury funds in the beginning for hypothecation. We had a large portion of that on the Luna network, Anchor protocol, and UST, but we had migrated that back over ages ago. I mean, we'd been out of UST when they had their first reduction in rewards. So yeah, we're not at any risk on that. If it does go to zero, which I hope it doesn't, but again, we're not exposed on that front. So absolutely. And Kirk, are you still there? I have one more thing for Kirk.
Yeah. Oh, I am. Yeah.
Hey, brother. I know I didn't want to put you on the spot here, but I wanted to give you some good news. So as of today, we've decided to induct you into the EMP army. So congrats, brother. I'll be sending you an invite after the AMA. Yes, brother.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man. Wow. Wow. You are putting me on the spot.
Yeah,
Wow.
brother. So yeah, again.
Well, thank you.
yeah.
Gosh, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. This has become very important to me.
Awesome,
So,
brother.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, man, no doubt. You've gone above and beyond. And again, for those of you again on the call, the EMP army are a select few. There's about 35 or 40 of them now that have gone above and beyond. You have to be nominated to be put in the army. But a lot of you, again, that are active in here daily, there's a few on the table right now that, again, we really like what we're seeing from all of you, and appreciate you going above and beyond. And today was your day, Kirk. So I'll send you the invite as soon as we're off this. So.
Well, I feel like totally crazy special, and I'm not going to walk up on stage and slap you in the face, okay? But I feel like I would.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah.
No, Will Smith.
Thanks, man.
Awesome, bro. So All right, killer. And yeah, shout out to Bull as well. He initiated the nomination a few days ago, and we voted today. So there you go. Again, guys, everybody has a chance. Those that support us, we support them, and Kurt exemplified that. So, all right, awesome. Anybody else? Next question. Bull, are you there,
Yep.
brother? Go ahead.
Yeah, of course, man. I'm always here.
All right, man.
Stalking, lurking.
Yeah.
So Don Mack is up, and then Dorcel Burgess. I've sent her a DM. I don't know if she saw it, but I'm going to unmute her after Don is done. So Dorcel, if you're listening, you'll be up next.
All right. Hey, AJ.
Don, how are you, brother? Good to hear from you, man.
I'm good. I'm good. So following our conversation last night,
Yes.
I put 7.7 LP into the detonator, and which is like not a little bit of money. It's not a whale money, but it's I mean, for an average person coming in, it's a fair amount.
For sure.
And so my burst, my burst is what I can earn in the 24 hours, right?
So yeah, the burst is the minimum that you can earn in the 24 hours. So that is just based on your actual pool share. But there also is 6% of all deposits are getting instantly rewarded depending on the size of the share of the pool that you own. So yeah, that's why it's really hard for us to say, a minimum of 1% a day or above and below that, because that's not math that we can do, because it's dependent on the volume. But we had a ton of volume today, so I would hope that you saw a little bit more than 1%, from that. But what are you seeing so far?
Well, I deposited last night, like probably an hour after the epoch started, and so I went to compound, before the end of today's.
For sure.
And so it was kind of, I don't know why it didn't quite connect. I had to restart the EMP and I had to reconnect the wallet, but then everything worked. But the BNB gas fee was 0.01. So that's, so I was going to earn, according to what it said in rewards, like $4.15. And my gas fee was, according to that, would have been $3.19. So to me, that doesn't make any sense. If I got to pay a 25% or more gas fee,
for sure. Yeah. So
I mean, what's the real truth?
Yeah. So again, I talked about it a little bit. I don't know if you were on at the very beginning.
I heard it, but I want more detail.
Yeah, no doubt. So there is a gas limit in the actual code. To again avoid failing transactions. So when you're compounding in the last 2 minutes of the contract, those gas fees are gonna be inherently higher because there's a hell of a lot of transactions happening on that contract at the very end. So again, everybody gets caught up on like min-maxing, the rewards by compounding like at the very, very last moment, and really, that isn't the best strategy, because you're never going to be able to get all those rewards at the last minute. And then, like you said, Don, you're going to lose it to gas fees. And again, the gas fees look a little worse than they actually are, because when the transaction goes through, it's really only about 25 cents, not $4. But yeah.
So you set that up as a limit so that if I really wanted to go through and I'm willing to pay that amount, it could be that high, but typically it's going to be more in the 25-cent range.
Exactly. Yes, brother.
And that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and that's why we always say, again, I mean, I know Bull can probably elaborate, or Couch if he's here as well. That's why we say if you can, again, I know it's more active investing, not passive investing, but it's good to at least compound, twice a day, so that you're again, and it's dependent on the size of your bag as well, because again, you don't want your gas fees, and you want to make sure you're getting credit for tickets. So there's a lot involved, brother. But overall, the rewards have been in line, and you got to remember too, the amount that shows on the UI has taxes already taken out. So whatever that number is, it's actually 20% more because it shows what you would get if you claimed. So if you factor that in, factor that in as well, it should be over 1% a day.
Okay.
So Couch is and Bull are the experts on burst.
Oh yeah.
So you wanna elaborate for me, brother? Go ahead.
Hey Don.
Hey, Couch.
Hey, how are you, sir? You
Good.
you can compound around 750, and you should be fine. So if you compound your 7.5 LP at 750, maybe 750 means 7:50 p.m. Eastern time, or 10 minutes before the expiring date.
Yeah. 5 o'clock for me.
Yeah. You pay a quarter and you be chilling and nothing, because what happened is that in the last 5 minutes the system gets too many transactions, and I know why AJ and or Jake put that fee on it because there were too many people complaining or sniping that were missing. Yeah, and sniping that were missing because of that.
Exactly.
But for you, and the way I do it, once we start the AMA 7:45, I compound there, and then everything is fine. Okay.
All right, that's good, because then I was reluctant. I was like, wait a minute, I was going to put more in, but not if the gas is that high. So that all makes sense now.
Yeah.
So one other question. So I have high hopes for winning the lottery, because I'm depositing daily for a while, enough to get 50 tickets. So how
much are you depositing every day? Because I think I heard you say an incorrect number.
Okay. Well, I posited this time 7.7 LP.
7.5 is the max for 50 tickets.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if there was gas fees. I just want to make sure I got my 50.
No, it's okay, Don. If you put 7.5 and then you hit confirm, you will have 50. You will have 50 tickets. 7.5 is straightforward, So
good.
You will have 50 tickets for that deposit.
Thanks for the correction. And then where does it show up? When does it show up? So I know that the winner. I'm not trying to do the snipe for the largest deposit, but I am got my fingers crossed. Although it's like a 1 out of 100 chance. That's not that's better than a lotto at the the gas station down the street.
Yes.
So when does the address for the two winning winners for the day show up?
Okay, so if you are the winner, you will see that amount right away on your deposit and on your claiming, on both of them.
Okay.
It's random selected. It's coded on the platform, and if you are selected, so you will see that right away, because you will see your claiming and you will see your deposit, and you will know that. For example, let's say that you have 20 LP there, and then suddenly you have 350. And then if you go to the small corner at the left corner of the Detonator page, you see there something called your winnings.
Okay, right.
If you go there and you click it, it will tell you also that you won.
Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we're working on the firework animation for when you win the lottery, man. Hell yeah, yeah.
But you need to be. My only advice to you, John, you need to be consistent. It's like, don't be resilient. Like a compound and put there 7.5, and let's do the. So you are buying ticket, and remember, there's sometimes we have like 4,500, 5,000 tickets, 5,500 tickets. But if you are consistent there, the more that you are consistent, the more probabilities, and
Yeah.
But you just have to keep there, like hanging there.
Yeah, I got about 13. I got about 13 chances based on the money that I've got. So maybe a little more. So okay, good.
But
All right, and it's okay if I don't, because I think the whole system is a winner the way it is. But hey, who wouldn't mind winning an extra 35, 40K, right?
Absolutely, brother. No doubt. Well, yeah, totally. And again, I appreciate you bringing questions. I know you've been really active, and we appreciate that, brother. So anything you ever have, feel free to jump on, because it adds value to everybody else. So.
Yeah. And one more question along that
absolutely.
line.
Go ahead, bro. Yeah.
Did I hear that the detonator that you guys are having the works or having the plans to do like an auto recompounding in the detonator?
Sorry, I was muted again. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. So we talked about it a little bit on the AMA yesterday. There are some ideas that we have that would be basically an NFT that you would buy, and then it would give you access to have either a larger rollover window or compound for you. I mean, there's a lot of ways that we can do it. We have not finalized the economics. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely something we're talking about. And again, by buying the NFT, those funds would go to the treasury and then be able to support Detonator. Anyway, so yeah, there would be some downside on the rollover of rewards. But no matter what, it's still a net positive for Detonator overall. So yeah, once we finalize the economics on what is fair without actually hurting the protocol, then that's definitely something that we're interested in doing. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm lazy. Like I said yesterday, I'm lazy. So.
Yeah, man, no doubt. Yeah, well, and again, yeah, we get it, and I know time zones are an issue, and we're still trying. We've been so busy building that some other things go by the wayside, but we're trying to figure out again, moving it up by another hour, maybe. But at this rate, the time zone, the daylight savings is gonna go back anyway, so we'll figure it out, brother. But yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's all good. Okay, thanks, guys.
All right, awesome, Don. Yes, thank you, bro. So.
So AJ, next up, Dorcel Burgess, and after her, I was wondering if we could just quickly kind of rip through a little bit of how to protect the peg, in terms of maybe the autocompounders, since we have some new options with that.
For sure.
Why that's beneficial to the protocol and everybody here.
All right,
cool.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yep. Your volume's a little low, Dorcel, but.
Oh, it is? Oh.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I don't even know how it's gotten to be low. Let me look at one of these settings if it's a way to turn it up. I really don't see a way to turn it up.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, barely. Go ahead. I can hear you. That's all that matters, right? Go ahead, Dorcel.
That's all that matters, right? Go ahead, Dorcel. So my question is, when it comes to farming, what would you consider a reasonable minimum to get in to start farming? Number of LPs. I know you can't give me financial advice. I'm trying to get a range to think about as I'm putting aside to build up some. I have some LPs in the detonator. I'm not big at all, but I every couple of days I buy into it. I put LPs in the detonator, but I'm also interested in farming, and I want to try to figure out what would be a good minimum.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got this. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, awesome. So I'm going to mute you just because there's some feedback, but I'll let you talk after if you have further questions. So awesome. All right, Mr. Dorcel. So yeah, I can't really give you financial advice, but I know what you're getting at. So I would just say it's dependent on the gas fees. So if you're looking to compound daily, or maybe again this segues into what Bull said about maybe just depositing it into an autocompounder, so you don't have to worry about gas fees. You could really start with a very a minimum amount. I mean, again, it's the farm has been anywhere from 0.5% to 0.25% daily. So maybe do the math backwards on what you would like to earn a day, and again, know how much to deposit from there. But yeah, I mean, there really is no minimum, especially if you're in the farm and you're going into Yield Wolf. Again, Beefy has a fee, a withdrawal fee. And again, Magik is amazing. But they also have that fee. That's how we have the burning mechanism. But Yield Wolf, I think is no fee. So if you have a really small bag, you may want to start there, and then again build it up and move into Magik, or keep it on our native farms. And then you can claim ESHARE at any time, because those farms again can accumulate. So it's not like Detonator, where you have to claim every day. The LPs in your farms, that ESHARE can build up over time. So and it sounds like you have a good strategy as far as going into Detonator a little bit every day. Again, I mean, that's how wealth is made, is adding a little more every day. Again, it spreads out your entry. So if we do see a big dip, you're basically dollar cost averaging while building your position at the same time. So Bull, I know Bull is more of a numbers guy, or even Machu. So yeah, you guys, Bull, are you still there, brother? I know you are, but can you add on a minimum maybe? Do you really see a minimum in the farms? Yeah.
Well. Personally, I think what my niece did was she put $1,000 worth of LP over at Beefy, because she knows that, number one, that she doesn't have to manage it. Beefy is doing all the managing for her. It's completely safe over there. As far as the life of Beefy has gone, they've never been exploited. The protocol works perfectly. It's helping protect PEG here, so helping keep EMP ecosystem completely healthy. And she's a mother with 3 little kids, and I know she's taken earnings from selling eShares that she's farmed, and putting that back into LP over at Beefy, and she really likes it, because she sometimes doesn't have time during the day to get to compounding or anything like that, or selling stuff. So Beefy is a really good thing, because no gas. Sure, there's a little bit of fee, at the end, but I think, really most importantly is that it helps protect our ecosystem. But there are many success stories about people using autocompounders on YouTube, where I think Crypto Mike, or Crypto Mike's mom, even Couch, has a story of somebody placing $1,000 in there or something, coming back later, 6 months later, and it's $27,000, etc. And so I would never encourage anybody to forget about their investment. But if you just want to kind of be hands off, and Joe Trader, he's got a really great tagline for that, and it's you're getting how does he say it? You're getting paid to learn, because Beefy's doing all the work for you. It's protecting the ecosystem. And of course, we want to show love to all the other auto compounders out there. Just I happen to have Beefy on the brain right now because I just had a steak. But the point is that Beefy does a lot of the work for you, and $1,000 can really snowball into something quite substantially more, and it gives you the time to get in the academy. And I don't know what you've done so far, Dorsal, to like get into the ecosystem. So apologies if you've done the academy, but you surely like everybody can really benefit from being looking at the academy even more than once. And so just those auto compounders are really powerful, very useful, very helpful, especially if you kind of want to be hands off and you don't want to worry about the gas. And if I recall correctly, Don Mack is also in the auto compounder over at Beefy as well. So, but I think that's all I have to say on it.
Yeah, I am not as worried about being hands off because I work from home, so I can get on my computer and compound. I just, trying to be efficient is more
Yeah, absolutely.
my stick.
Well, and yeah, again, I think that is another really important fact in the autocompounder because even though you may be able to do it on your own, that gas fee is going to eat you up, the more you do it because, again, especially depending on the size of your investment. So that's, again, another why I think even though you may be available, it's actually probably more efficient to be in an autocompounder because now it's compounding for you. Now the flip side of that is though is as how you feel about ESHAREs. So if you think that ESHAREs are undervalued right now, then you may be better off staying in the native farms and accumulating those shares because on the next run up it could be worth more. So there's a lot to consider. Again, not financial advice, but it really just depends on how you want to play it. But with a really tiny bag, again, just be really cognizant of the gas fees, because just like Don said earlier, I mean, we don't want Binance Smart Chain getting rich. We want all of us getting rich. So does that help, Miss Dorsell? For sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, thank you.
All right, awesome, no doubt. Well, thanks for being here. All right, great. So yeah, Bull. All right, awesome. I mean, that's what it's all about. Again, anybody, there's never a bad question. We want all of you to interact and hopefully help others with those questions. So yeah, I know. And as we grow, it's important to go over all of this, even though some of us may have gone over it 100 times. Like Bull said, even the academy, like you may consider yourself a veteran, but I go back through the academy even myself just for continuity's sake, making sure that the videos are saying what they need to say, that nothing has changed, that we're giving out the best info. And so yeah, I mean, if you again have some time, go back through the academy, you may hear something that you missed previously, and really help. I know. Again, shout out to James Pelton. He had a tweet today that may have been some inaccurate information for what we preach about. But I was able to get with him personally and use it as a teachable moment. And he had a light bulb moment. I mean that is so powerful when you can explain to somebody why we do the things we do and say the things we say, and then it makes sense to them. Where oh yeah, of course. Why have I been doing it that way all along? Like it's like again, I call it the light bulb moment or an aha moment or a epiphany, however you want to say it. But so yeah, I mean, we're always here learning and evolving and helping each other. So all right, Bull, what else do you want to talk about, brother? You said about PEG, right? Let's talk about PEG. I mean, we're looking a lot better in regards to PEG over the last few hours for sure. So, I mean, you want to get started? What? Let me ask you then. How do we protect PEG, Bull? Go ahead.
Well, we use EMP in a responsible way, right? We have all of these mechanisms that the team has given us to put EMP to work as a utility, right? We're not here to be irresponsible. We want to have a long-term mindset, and there are a number of ways to accomplish that, and we can already see that the community's responded amazingly to dropping off PEG, and like I think as Owen can attest to that, to PEG as long as we did, it was incredible and just a testament to the community. So, but we always have to be cognizant that we have new people coming in, and we can only control what we do as individuals. So if you're doing the right thing, which is going to be different for everybody, but if we use EMP as a utility as it's been created, we can PEG a long time again, just like we did, the last 50 days. So how do we do those things, right? Like if you have extra EMP lying around, you can, put it in a node, bring in fresh ETH from outside, pair it up, create LP. And as I think it's Luna's that coined the phrase that EMP is the gas for the system, and EMP ETH is the engine for the car for the system. And if we, focus on protecting that, that engine is going to drive us all over this industry and up and to the right. And so if we're cognizant of, not dumping EMP for, short term, what I would say are profits, but they're not really profits, because if you're selling that, you're shutting down your ability to earn within the system and grow the system. So, focusing on the EMP ETH LP is really the best strategy. And there are a number of mechanisms to do that, from investing in nodes to investing in the EMP ETH LP farm right here on the site to investing in the LP on a number of the different autocompounders. Did I forget anything?
No, brother, I think that was pretty comprehensive. Yeah, I mean, I agree 100%. And, I think we put a lot of focus on PEG, and it is a very important aspect of the protocol. But the fact that you can earn from farms and detonator and nodes and everything else in our ecosystem is extremely powerful, because we're not so reliant on PEG. And being below PEG, again, in a contraction phase is really important. I mean, we saw it over the last, again, 24 hours. A lot of, quote unquote bad actors or short term participants, they sold their e-shares, they moved on, and they got out. And that's really, again, what we need, over the long run. Yes, the chart goes up and to the right, but it can't go up and to the right forever, especially on a short-term time frame. So we need the pullbacks. We had a hell of a pullback. We maybe didn't need this much of a pullback, but we got it. So now we're dealing with it. But my point is that it helps us pull back to be in a better position overall. And yeah, about responsible profit taking. So we say don't sell EMP, but really it's about using EMP as a utility to make you more eShare, to grow your ownership in the protocol, and to be around for the long run. So, we don't want to tell you what to do, what not to do, but I think that really, if you listen to AMAs, if you watch the Academy, then you truly have a better understanding of why it is. And we're here. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but we're giving this advice, not financial advice, but we're giving these tools to earn that not only help the protocol, but they help you as the investor as well. Again, you're able to actually make more in the long run by farming shares than just straight up buying them and then going into the boardroom and then dumping that EMP on all of us. So yeah, does that make sense, Bull? I don't know. I feel like I was rambling.
Yeah, man. No, absolutely. Like all the tools you guys have given us to not only earn money, but to level out our emotions, because like you just mentioned, if you're heavy 100% into eShares and all you are is in the boardroom, like you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down, and it's true, right? Like you would have done really well over the last 50 days when we were on this peg wave, but when we came off, you would have felt like you had the rug pulled out from underneath you, and like, oh, what do I do now? And
yeah, and
the tool.
if you're an eShare, sorry to interrupt, Bull. So yeah, that's a great point though. What Bull has said. If you're an eShare maxi and you're in the boardroom, yeah, you've been killing it the last 40, 50 days or whatever. But right now you're earning nothing. The boardroom is not printing. You're not earning anything. But you know who is still earning every single day, every hour of every day? Those that are in the farms. So again, that's why we say what we say. If you're farming, you're always earning no matter what. And if you're in the boardroom, yeah, shares, can be attractive. But now, when we're below, you're literally not earning anything. So Yeah, really important. And one more thing, again, not to cut you off, Bull, but my boy Jesse said, diamond-handed detonator. So yeah, if you find yourself being, emotional and trying to swing trade, or you get scared and you want to dump, but then you buy back at a higher price. Detonator is the perfect solution to all that, because you literally just deposit into Detonator, and then there's no more decision making after that, other than when to claim and when to compound. So Detonator takes a lot of the variables out of the game, and it still gives you exposure to ETH, and again allows a great passive income vehicle to those that participate. So yeah, does that make sense, Bull?
Oh, 100%, right? Like the point is to remove emotions from that. And I don't mean like um that allows you to be a jerk or be up and down, but you don't want to be trading based on how you're feeling one day, like if you know I'll just kind of get real here, but when you're sick and you're feeling you're probably you have a shorter temper, because you're not feeling right. And if you're able to remove that and then never be sick and always be healthy and always feel good, right? Like your life is going to be better. You're going to make better decisions. So you want to try to remove those things from your life that give you the highs and the lows and kind of even it out a little bit. And we're all human beings and we're all going to have emotions, of course, but to be a successful trader and be here, next year or 5 years from now or 10 years from now, it's a measure of learning those things right now, is how to, be a good person here, be kind to people, but also to remove emotion from your trading decisions, because those are the things that, you're just probably going to make bad decisions based on. And like as Jesse was saying, as AJ alluded to, the detonator does that for you. It turns your paper hands into diamond hands, and you have a very simple decision. You either compound or you claim or you deposit. Really, really simple. It's not up. I'm going to withdraw 100% and sell at a loss because I think the world is going to end. And if we look at things like that, these guys have given us nodes. Nodes are a great way to protect PEG, because you can take surplus EMP, buy that node, and you know what it does? It takes the emotion out of it, and it allows you to build a model to say, okay, well, I know my node is going to put out 20 EMP every day at the bare minimum. And how much are 20 EMP worth right now? $11 or $12 or whatever. Well, I know that I need to have at least $12 produced in ESHARE in the farms if I want to be able to pair up and beef up my LP farm even more. And so what taking emotion out of that does is that it allows you to build a plan just based purely on math, a goal that you want to set, because one day we're feeling great and like nothing in the world can touch you, but you might have a bad day, you might be feeling sick. I don't know, like like I said, we're all human beings and we're going to fluctuate. But when we're given tools like these guys have given us here at EMP, we have to utilize those tools for our long-term success. And long-term success starts with short-term planning and planning right now and taking advantage of the opportunity that exists right now. And that's not telling you to invest if you're a new person. It's telling you to invest in yourself and believe in yourself and take an opportunity when it's given. The academy is given to you for free. The advice that's given in the community about how the system works is free. The people that want to help you and show you, nobody's asking for anything. They want you to succeed. And it's just a matter of removing, like silly, well, I heard this on YouTube and it's a rug pull. No, you have to judge for yourself, because only you know what your goal is for the future. But your goal for the future starts right now and taking advantage of opportunity, and the opportunity that exists here, is where everybody that's here is still very, very early. And these guys have given us a whole bunch of tools. Our community is incredible. The team is incredible. Everybody's accessible. So people want you to succeed, but you have to believe in yourself, and you have to do those things to make it happen. Nobody can. What's the expression you say, AJ? Don't expect gains from the work of others or something like that.
No expectations of profit from the work of others. So yeah,
There you go.
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, and so I am ranting a bit, but the point is like you have to believe in yourself. You have to make a plan, and you have to take advantage of opportunity when it's here. And I don't even remember really what the original question or statement was, but I have a tendency to ramble and go off a little bit. But the point is I want to see everybody here succeed. And like I try to do everything in my power to help anybody that has questions, and I'm never going to bullshit you. It's always genuine, and because I know if you succeed, I'll succeed, and plus I just like helping people too. So yeah, that's it.
Awesome, Bull. Hell yeah, man. Again, we appreciate you going off on your tangents, man, because that was the truth right there. I mean, you have an awesome tendency to speak from the heart and what's on your mind, and that's a lot of valuable insight that you bring, and we appreciate it, bro. So all right, awesome, guys. Was there any other questions or comments? Bull, again, I was running long today.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I rambled quite a bit, and I'm sorry. I think Mike 62 72678 had a question. I don't know if he's still here. Mike, are you? Let me see. I'm gonna open his mic and see. Mike, are you still here, buddy?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Oh,
it's very static, you Mike.
Yeah, you're breaking up, Mike.
Can you hear me now?
Nope.
Yeah, brother, you may have to restart. It's you got a robot voice going on. It's all static, brother. Yeah.
Let me just leave and come back.
All right.
Hey guys, I just want to say hello.
Couch, you there? Go ahead. Sorry, yeah.
Hello.
We got Mike. We got Couch. Go ahead, Couch. You go ahead, man.
I just want to say that while we are here in the AMA, and after hearing Owens and everything, I'm just going to move 50 LP into Magik. So if anyone is interested in feedback, you can DM me. But I'm moving right now 50 LP into Magik. Okay.
Awesome, Couch. We'd love to hear that, man. You're the guinea pig, brother. You're take one for the team, and yeah, we'll give us a report back on your experience, and yeah, absolutely, brother. All right, awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, brother. All right, Mike, are you still there, brother? Go ahead, man. Hopefully your mic is better.
You're unmuted now, bro.
Maybe not. Go ahead, Mike. Try one more time, brother.
Can you hear me?
There he is. Yeah, bro. Go ahead. Perfect.
Hey, just first and foremost, thank you for everything. I've been here for a while. I don't usually talk. I typically just like to listen. But I just have a question based on potential. I know this has been discussed before a while back, but are you guys considering any talks about a single stake EMP pool that pays out an ESHARE that could maybe have an APR that's maybe in between what the EMP ETH and like a node is, to encourage maybe some people from dumping EMP from the boardroom to put it into EMP that pays out an ESHARE so that they don't have to sell the EMP that they're getting from their EMP?
Yeah, bro, absolutely. So, again, thanks for jumping on. Long time listener, first time caller. Yeah, but no, Mike, glad to have you, brother. So, yeah, I mean, we definitely talked about that. The issue with the single staking, ETH, or I'm sorry, the single staking farm that rewards ESHARE is it really doesn't help the protocol. So I get what you're saying about not, giving them a reason to hold it, to not dump. Um, but I think that we have a better solution in some upcoming contracts. Again, not to give away too much alpha, but there is an idea that we have that utilizes the treasury that will reward you for holding EMP, but it won't reward you in eShare because, again, we don't want to dilute eShare any farther. But there may be some other ways to reward you for holding outside of nodes or stuff that's actually good for the protocol because again, the single-sided staking of just straight EMP, all that is really a leech on the system, meaning, again, we incentivize liquidity providers because that adds more liquidity to the protocol. That's really beneficial. But just to get paid to hold your EMP and not sell it in shares, that really doesn't help. But we do plan on implementing something that rewards EMP holders in other ways. So, and that plays into kind of the phase two of EMP. Again, not to give away too much alpha, but there will come a time where the eShare emissions end, and then we have to move into phase number two, whether that's a year from now or 2 years from now, and that kind of plays into again why you're gonna actually make more holding EMP than selling it. So yeah, bro, does that help?
Yes, very interesting. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Awesome, bro. Hell yeah. So that was an amazing question. I love when people ask the right questions because that really, helps all of us learn. And look at you, bro. You got me to release some info there. So yeah, man, absolutely. Well,
Thank you.
all right, brother, you got it. So all right, Bull. Who's up next, brother?
We got one of our energetic callers next up. Jesse's up. Go ahead, Jesse.
There he is. What's up, Jesse? Go ahead, bro.
Hey, I had to raise my hand tonight.
Yeah, bro. You didn't get in early, so I didn't unmute you.
I
You're,
didn't.
you were
Yeah,
one
I
of
didn't get the love.
the. Yeah, bro. Go ahead,
Listen,
man.
listen. I just wanted to now the boardroom shut down. I mean, I spoke on nodes pretty heavily last time. The first time I ever spoke about responsible profit taking, I advise people, coming out of the detonator, to break their LP, sell the ETH, and bring the EMP back into the system. And since then, I've seen it come up in the TG a couple, pretty often. So I just want to, I want to take a step back on that and re-say that when you take profit out of the detonator, whether you're going to do the 5-2 or 6-1 strat, completely up to you. The best thing you can do with that LP, 100% financial advice, is bring that LP to the farm or an auto compounder. It's 100% the best thing you can do because for the protocol, the deeper the liquidity, the better. So, you want to keep them paired as much as possible. And then not only that, you'll make so much more in the long run. I mean, let that LP that you take a profit from the detonator become the gift that keeps on giving. So it's really important to understand over time. I know that you're getting rewarded a higher percentage in the detonator than you are in the farm. But if you're to take your reward and you don't need to take any profit off the table at the time, if you let that start compounding an auto compounder and come back in a year as your detonator is growing, what you're withdrawing, weekly is going to just get really out of control and large. And then what you're earning out of the farm. And then always remember that money's still always liquid there. So, if you always want to take that profit later, you can take it later. But the longer you hold out and keep that as a LP, the better. It's so much more better for the protocol. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're profit hungry, same, recipe that I gave last time. Break that LP, but make sure you keep the EMP in the system. So have a plan to bring that back in, and sell your your ETH token. That's all.
For sure.
That's all I wanted to say because I see the first thing that people are going to in the Telegram is saying break it and sell the ETH, and that's not the thing that I want to be getting put out there. I want the best thing for the system first, and then if you have to, in a way to not hurt the protocol.
Absolutely, Jesse. No doubt, bro. So, yeah, again, just to recap, I mean, that's the beauty of having LP is that half of that LP is actual ETH, and you can do whatever you want with that without hurting the protocol, and then just keep that EMP, for, again, building back your positions at a later date, or, again, if you feel that the market is continuing going down, then that's how you can kind of de-risk yourself from all that. But yeah, I think.
But for proper for proper financial advice,
Yeah.
take that LP, keep it together, bring that to the farm because it's the best thing you could do for the protocol, and it's going to become that gift that keeps on giving. So again, like I said before, the best thing you can do for yourself is what's best for the protocol, is what's best for everyone else. So when you win more and win bigger. It makes us win more and win bigger, and we all win together.
Absolutely, brother.
got
Preach
it.
it. I love it. Preach.
Yeah, so let that LP be the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Absolutely. And that is it. I mean, again, if you can, if you're not, like you said, so profit hungry on the short term, you actually make a lot more in the long term. And again, farms are key. And even, like I said, a big topic of discussion today has been the autovaults. I mean, that literally the best thing you can do is put money in the autovaults when we're below peg. Because again, that is a grinding mechanism that gets us back to peg sooner than anything else, other than, large market buys of fresh capital. Obviously, that would be number one. If you have any bags on the sides, and you're looking to get in, always buy on the dips. But again, not financial advice. Jesse, you can give financial advice, right, bro?
Right, absolutely. So look, so real quick for financial advice, and then it's short term because I know people, we're so spoiled in DeFi with these high percentages, and I know a lot of times people look at the EMP ETH farm and it's like, man, it's kind of low, whatever, you know what I mean? And they rather be in the detonator because it's higher. When you take your profits, the reason why I say it's so important because you could create such a powerful money loop that if you grow your farm in our native farm and you're producing ESHARE, so you could take that as profit. But if you start taking some of that into the boardroom, split it 50-50 as you're growing that ESHARE, you're growing 50% in the farm and then take 50% of that ESHARE to the boardroom. And as you start to produce EMP, you're also earning ESHARE that you can sell for ETH, pair that back together, and what that will do to your detonator position, the next time that flows around, it's going to be a waterfall. It's going to grow your farm like crazy. Like what's going to be pulling out of there? Because the big difference between somebody who puts a big bag in and just compounds that, versus somebody that keeps adding to it. It really goes crazy. So
For sure.
you create an infinite money loop that it would just really, really be. But if you run the numbers by the end of the year, you'll really be impressed what that turns into. It's so hard to do the calculation because what you're bringing out of the detonator every week is also growing. So as you're adding to that, the math gets really complex at what that compounds to, because you're adding like crazy.
No doubt, bro. Absolutely.
And you're adding at an increased rate because your farm is also always getting bigger. So the ESHARE you're producing and selling for Ethereum and bringing it to the boardroom is constantly exponentially getting bigger. So it's a truly infinite money loop, and it's really good because this way everything that's being earned out of the detonator, that LP is never getting broken. I mean, it's so. If a lot of people looked at that way of doing it, there's multiple ways to do infinite money loop, but this way the LP is never breaking. You're constantly growing LP because the detonator is getting bigger and bigger, which looks great in the protocol. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people like to do it in nodes, and there's a bunch of different ways you could create an infinite money loop. But in my opinion, for the protocol, for the TVL, and for the liquidity tokens, how many will be locked? is insane for the protocol to run a money loop this way.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. And that's a really good point about the liquidity, and not breaking the LP because, yeah, I mean, can you do it? Absolutely. Is it responsible profit taking to sell the east side? For sure. But when you break that LP, that's less in the liquidity pool. And again, I mean, a lot of you already realize that because even with ETH taking a nosedive, we're still at like 20 million in liquidity. I mean, that is so bullish. I mean, just
And
imagine.
AJ, and
Yeah,
you understand this.
yeah,
You
totally.
understand this because you say it all the time. You know, the deeper our liquidity, the harder it'll be to drag us under peg. So,
For sure.
you know, by not breaking LP, you strengthen our position.
For sure, brother. And like you said earlier, imagine, what that is, what happens to the dollar value when ETH recovers. I mean, we moon insane on the dollar.
Insane,
Yeah,
insane.
exactly.
Right,
So,
and now make it that the value in your farm is going to be ridiculous for your ESHARE profit taking. You know, it's important that people look at that. Like, you know, of course, I want ETH to go to the moon, not because I see the value in ETH no more. And I think that's hard. People coming in this space because especially the people that held ETH, they've been waiting for ETH to go up to an exponential number for them to sell it at a large number. But being in this ecosystem, we really shouldn't look at it that way because, you know, I don't want to sell the ETH. I want the LP in the farm so I could. You know, and everything coming out of the detonator, I want to go to the farm and let these numbers just get really retarded. Like my rewards that I take out, you know, if you're not profit taking, you know, you could take those and build an unbelievable farm position and create that infinite money loop of shares going into the boardroom.
absolutely.
And then what happens? You come back to the detonator with the profits, with half of the money from the share, half the EMP coming out the boardroom. You put them together and you bring that back to the detonator.
There you go. I love it.
And then
I'm bullish all over again, man. Every time I talk to you, Jesse. Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll talk to you. Shout out to you, AJ. You already know, keep doing what you do, my boy Bull, and the whole family. You know what I mean,
Yeah, bro.
infinite money loop. Listen. Anybody looking for a strategy right now and not sure what they're gonna do? What I said is definitely financial advice. I mean, it's great for the system and what it would do to your bag. What it would do to your bag.
Yeah, Jesse, hell yeah. So there you go, guys. You heard it here first. The infinite money loop. I know we talk about it, but that's Jesse's new phrase here. So yeah, again, and feel free to reach out if that was over some of you guys' heads, or you may be a little bit new and you're not really wrapping that whole strategy up. We're happy to reach out and help. I know Maverick, another one of our awesome community members, is working on a flowchart for the infinite money loop. So yeah, I mean, it really is super powerful. So yeah, Jesse, I know some people in the comments really want to hear about it. So jump on TG and answer some of those questions, bro, for sure. All right, awesome, man. All right, guys, there you have it. So what else, Bobby? I had time for like one or two more, brother. We went long today.
Yep.
I'm happy to do it. But yeah, let me know. Anybody else in the queue?
Yep. Tatiana, I'm gonna unmute her. She's probably asking, "Where the hell is my node?"
Yeah. Yeah, she was a winner yesterday, right? Tatiana,
That's correct.
You were a winner. Yeah.
I
Congrats.
have my notes. Yay! Thank you so much. I have 2 notes now. Woohoo!
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
actually, I have a question about that, right? Because when I go there, I can see both of the nodes, and then there's like the estimated daily EMP, right? Is this like considering both nodes? Because if I change the node type, the number doesn't change. Is that right?
Yeah, so absolutely. So again, it is a little bit confusing on the front end because even though they are separate nodes, the math combines those numbers for you. So yeah, it will show the combined value of what the nodes are and what the nodes are emitting as well. So does that help?
Okay, so
Yeah.
the daily number will be the number for both of them, right?
Correct. It's a cumulative, yeah. So it's the daily reward is all your nodes combined, and the new UI that we're working on breaks it down a little bit better individually because we have different node graphics that we can kind of lay it out. But at the bottom of the screen, it'll still tell you what type of nodes you have based on each type.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that, and the
Okay.
claims as well, right? Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
got it.
Yep.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
All
Really
right.
happy with my new node.
Yeah,
And
absolutely,
just so
Tatiana.
everybody's aware,
Yep. Go
I'm
ahead, Bull.
slow. I procrastinate, so I haven't actually sent the funds over to Lunos, but I will definitely do that right after the AMA. I promise.
Perfect. All right, awesome guys. So yeah, Tatiana, good to hear from you. And yeah, again, nodes are very powerful. The more you can layer the nodes on top of each other. So by compounding, those daily rewards into bigger and bigger nodes, it can get very very powerful. Over the long run. And again, that's EMP that's already in the ecosystem. So on the surface, it sounds like it could become a problem. But really, it's EMP that's going to be in the system regardless. We're just able to again mitigate the amount of EMP that's dumped by having more in nodes, and then as a reward for not taking that immediate gratification, you get more EMP over the long run. So yeah, absolutely.
Oh, could I make one quick comment just about the EMP token itself?
Yeah.
And why everybody should be hoarding it, hodling it, holding it.
Go for it, Bull.
Tucking it in at night. Telling it stories. So if everybody was around here at the beginning, and part of an algo coin's job is to convince people to pair a token like Ethereum with a token that nobody knows anything about. And so these guys, at the beginning had people, we brought our ETH in, we paired it up with EMP, and we hope for the best. But now we can see we don't have to hope for the best. We can plan accordingly. We see the utility that's being built here. We see that we just came off a 50-day peg streak, and that is because of EMP, the EMP ETH LP. It's because of the ESHARE token, but at the very core of it, it's EMP. The EMP has developed such utility in its system that people want to bring it in, and you see the TVL growing every day. And sure, it's down right now because there's a massive pullback in the market and people are scared. But the point is the LP number is still growing. And because everybody is starting to realize, and we have to do a better job as community members, as part owners of this system, to push out to the people that don't know about EMP. They don't know how to cross a bridge from the Ethereum network or wherever, or bring cash in. That, hey, look, this thing is a money making machine, and as Jesse said, it can be an infinite money making loop, right? If you build it right, if you build your portfolio right, and you practice with it responsibly. So just look in the. I think I haven't looked recently. Are we at 110 days, 115 days, or something now? But if we just look at what's been built here by these guys in the last 100 days, what do the next 100 days hold for us, for people that are here in the ecosystem that hold EMP and hold LP and eShares and all this? Like, I'm super psyched for the future because I've seen from day one what it started out as, what it is right now, and like I can't tell you like how excited I am for the future, and why like I'm just building my LP, and why I preach to my family like, hey, look, here's why you have to build, increase that LP every day, because we know, as like I'm an ETH maxi, but I know ETH is going to pump, and I know EMP is going to pump with it. And I've seen over the course of the time since I've been here, I've seen EMP pump regardless if ETH pumps. And because I know it's a tremendous earner inside the system, and I am super excited for what the future holds, because I see partnerships, like AJ has said, partnerships, people coming here saying, hey, look, I'm invested as an investor in this ecosystem, but I'm also a developer. I'm bringing my group, my community over here to invest in this. And, these are all really small projects right now, but remember, if we move as a community that trusts one another and supports one another, all of us little fish banding together, what we can accomplish, and using EMP as a utility token to build a system that's modular, that other ecosystems are plugging into, investing into. Like, I'm just super excited for it, because like I think there's great stuff on the horizon. So just think about what we've seen so far, and what's possible, considering like the state of the market, and why would people want to come here. We look at red everywhere, but it's green here. It's dang good. So just believe in this yourself, believe in the future, and then help protect and invest in your investment, and make crypto friends.
Awesome. There you go. Bull again with all the knowledge.
Hey, Bull.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Lunas, man, myth, legend that he is, he's made good to Tatiana. She got her node, so just make
Okay,
sure you.
Well, I got to get it over there then. Yep. Okay. My bad.
And then also, real quick, guys, Couch throw down a challenge in the chat to see if we can push this thing to 101. Some of us have responded with doing 200 EMP buys. If anybody can do anything, doesn't have to be full 200. Let's put some buy pressure on and see if we can get this back to 101 or higher.
Awesome, Kirk. Hey, and I'm sorry, I'm ranting a lot tonight. We do have one more question. Are you good for that, AJ?
Yeah, no doubt. Let's do one more and then we'll wrap it up. And again, if any of you guys have questions, I know Vino Mystic was on yesterday. He'll be back on again tomorrow. Feel free to ask one of the mods or Army generals to answer or to ask the questions ahead of time, and then I'm happy to answer them in our AMAs as well. So yeah, go ahead, Bull. We got one more?
Yep, Sean had his hand raised and patiently waited for my rant to end. So thank you, everybody.
Yeah, go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, man, I was really impressed by the way the chat was the last couple of days, seeing everything. Like, we held so good, and then once we broke support, I mean, all day yesterday, the whole community, I felt like, was like so upbeat still. Every other Telegram chat I was in was just falling apart, and I think that that long term, you guys are, again, like I said last time, killing it. So I'll be jumping on board with those 200 EMP buys, and let's go. I just wanted to say everybody's killing it. The chat's great.
Amazing, brother. Yeah, no doubt. Let's go. Hell yeah. So again, man, I know you're an OG, you've been around a long time. I know you're friends with Demi, one of our team members. You've been an awesome addition to the community, Sean, for sure. And like you said, man, it's so true. All these other Telegram chats and Discord, the market's bleeding. Everybody's losing their minds. You see, Dev do something like, it's a shit show. And we're here with level heads, and we're encouraging the community, that all this is temporary, and it's not lies. There's no smoke and mirrors, happening. It's just us sticking together and having a level head as we get through this and come out on the other side. So yeah, man, amazing. Appreciate the input, bro.
I think we're good, AJ.
All right, awesome, guys. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna grab some dinner again. Thank you all for being here. Another great day at EMP. Even again, as the market is bleeding out, we're right in our Zen phase. Between that 1 and 1.01 peg. Remember that we do need to be above peg 1.01 for an entire epoch. So don't get discouraged if you see you go back above peg and you're like, well, what the hell? We're above peg and we're still not printing. I mean, it's all part of the ecosystem, and there will be a reduced print rate on the boardroom when we do get back above, because there's a payback phase that, again, part of the boardroom goes to paying back bonds. That all of you were good actors and buying bonds this whole time. Again, I know James Pelton loaded up on some bonds. Again, those that are here for the long run have used that as a mechanic for good in the ecosystem. So yeah, there will be a bit of a reduced APR, but once we get rolling again, the boardroom will be on fire in a matter of no time. And again, all those whales or ESHARE maxis that were shaken out, now the boardroom is full of better actors in the ecosystem. So it's a win-win, and it's the protocol protecting itself. So, all right, awesome. Let's do it. We'll run a little buy competition, again, community led. The team cannot give financial advice or tell you when to buy or when not to buy. But yeah, the community is always stepping in and helping everybody grow overall. So, all right, guys. Again, thanks for being here, and we'll do it all over again tomorrow. So, good night, good day. See you tomorrow.